Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And for those who are new here, my name is Psychic Bella Love, and you can book your own personal and private reading with me on my website at psychicbellalove.com. You can use coupon code NEW, all in caps, to get extra money off if you are a new client. Also, you can join my Patreon. We are completely uncensored over there. We do talk about the Jakumatati and all of those conspiracy theories and everything else, all uncensored. And starting this next week, we will be doing lives over there that are exclusive as well. I never ever post any of my Patreon content over on YouTube. It's completely separate content from my YouTube channel, and that is the only place where I do take any kind of requests for celebrity readings at the appropriate tier. So also you can follow my backup channel once we get to 1,000 subscribers, which is the YouTube minimum threshold to go live. We will do that over there, and you can follow my Instagram. All that information will be linked in the description box below. So I wanted to take a look at some more stuff surrounding the Britney Spears conservatorship situation, because obviously there is just so many layers to all of this, and I have been trying to catch up and listen to people like Popcorn Planet and especially that Surprise Witness TV, because they've been, having amazing coverage on what's going on with all of this, and so many more papers have been filed and all of that. So I was trying to catch up, and then that just made me have more questions that I was like, ooh, I need to ask about that. So I had a little bit of time because I was running errands all morning before I do my calls this evening, and I was like, we have an hour, let's sit down and record this. So Spirit, please join us and answer any questions that we have in regards to Britney Spears, the conservatorship, everything going on around that. Thank you. We're asking only with the intention and purpose of clarity and understanding, not with any bad intent, just so that we know the truth in this situation. Please bless and protect all who we ask about in this reading, as well as all who listen, watch, and participate. Amen. Archangel Michael, please put your mighty shield of protection over Britney Spears and keep it over her. Thank you. And St. Jude, please maintain any healing energy that Britney may need during this difficult time. Amen. Okay, so first thing I want to ask is her dad going to cooperate? Because even though they've deposed him, and which if you guys didn't know, they have had one deposition with him so far, and from what I was gleaning from what I was listening to, Lou Taylor and Robin, I think it's Greenwood, were mentioned quite a bit, and then that was a part of the request of information and things like that was going on with Matthew Rosengard's latest filings. And then also there is rumors that I guess Jamie is alleging that Jody Montgomery wanted to 5150 Britney when she was refusing to work before they put her in that last rehab facility. And so I want to see, is that true, and what's going on with Jody, and is she also going to have to, face some legal action and things like that? So let's ask about Jamie Spears first, and is he actually going to, be cooperative? Because from what the filings were saying, it was requests for additional information. So obviously he hasn't given them everything yet, and they're asking for more things. So is Jamie Spears, who is the father of Britney Spears and the former head of her conservatorship, is he really truly going to actually cooperate with Britney's lawyers going forwards. Thank you. If I cooperate, I am specifying as in providing all of the information that Britney's team requests, as well as being honest. Thank you. Well, I think that the underlying energy cards kind of explain it all. I'm like, should I even bother with like continuing to pull these cards? We've got the Ace of Wands, the Knight of Cups, and the Knight of Swords. I'm going to do everything to make it appear as if I'm trying to work with you, but I'm really not, because I am still gonna like do whatever I can to cover my own ass while making it seem, you know, to the public, to the court, to whoever it matters to, that, oh, look, Jamie gave us 4 emails yesterday. And it's like, yeah, but Jamie also deleted 675 of them the week before that. So, you know, he still intends on not being honest and, you know, is going to play his little games. So let me just pull a couple extra cards and see what other information Spirit wants to give us, because I have a lot of questions and I want to try to get as many of them as I can in here, and I have to squeeze Lou Taylor like in the middle of it, because we all know that lady likes to sue people, and so I can't put her name in the title anymore because she's going around striking the shit out of people's channels. I guess if she's seeing, I guess she's searching her name and anything that comes up, and I'm like, crap, I already did a video with your name in the title. Not that I did anything wrong, and just once again, for anybody who doesn't know, this is all alleged. We're telling ghost stories with tarot cards, but I'm just like, oh my God, like I don't really need to, you know, have that with YouTube going on right now, especially after I already dealt with that crap from Atlantic last year. So it was Atlantic and Warner Brothers and Cardi B. That's why I didn't say her name on my channel for a long ass time either. Okay. Yeah, you know, Jamie knows that if he was to really just like open up the book, so to speak, and give them every piece of information that they're requesting, that, you know, guess I'm going to jail tonight, but guess what? God ain't gonna pay your bail tonight, Jamie. So he knows that everything that they are asking for is obviously going to seriously incriminate him. So he's going to stall. I feel like he's gonna try to pull things like, that's a violation, or you need a police warrant, or like just dumb things like that to slow things down and be like, well, that doesn't have anything to pertain to this. And then they have to fight tooth and nail to try to get it, or, oh, we didn't keep track of that, or we don't know where that book went, or whatever. But Rosengart is not letting up. He is going to climb under every rock, turn over every piece of lint to find, where's Britney's money going? Why is she only worth so little? Why is it that any merchandising deals, Jamie was getting a percentage of it, but yet you're supposed to be her conservator and you're getting paid to be her conservator? Like, there's so many conflicting things that don't make sense, and it is really probably a conflict of interest down to damn right illegal. So he's going to try to stall having to get any of that info. Matthew Rosengart knows exactly what time it is and what Jamie's going to be up to. So he's not going to let anything slide. He's not going to let him get away with this. So Jamie will end up having to turn things over, at least as much as he can be forced to. But he's not going to comply. He's going to pretend like he's going to, but he's not. So on the same vein of talking about Jamie, also Britney had posted something on Instagram, and then she changed the caption, and then she deleted the post completely. But originally it was that, you know, her dad was too stupid to come up with some idea of, you know, a conservatorship on his own, and that her mom was the one who actually set it up and, you know, just made Jamie be the person in charge of it. So I want to see if there is any truth to that. So can you please answer whether or not Lynn Spears, who is Britney's mother, had far more to do with the conservatorship than she's all previously presented to the world, including, was this her idea originally? And she pushed Jamie to then go ahead and pursue this. Thank you. Well, Lynn is definitely coming up very scared of what is going to be coming out over the course of all of this, because even though she was presenting to everybody else like, oh, I'm trying to fight to get my daughter out, and Jamie's just this horrible monster, and I can't believe he's been doing this, and you know, and then she's been banking off of the idea that Lynn didn't have any money to be able to afford a lawyer, and that's the only reason why she wasn't fighting for her daughter all this time. There's definitely more to that story for sure, and Spirit is saying she was hopeful that in her stepping up that it was going to be where Jamie hoped things would be if he was forced to walk away, where the court would just say, okay, Jamie, move on with your life. Britney, you're free. Everybody just go along and, you know, go figure it out behind the scenes and live happily ever after. She did not expect, just like Jamie, or at least was hoping that it wouldn't go in this direction, where obviously we're fighting to figure out where everything is. People are getting outed every day. Everybody's turning on all the members of Britney's family as well as anybody else who was around her. You know, fans are attacking them and everything. So she's really scared, because seeing how much shit Jamie Lynn and Jamie have gotten online, and the little bit that she started to get has really made her nervous. She's terrified of what the public is going to do the more that Britney speaks out, and the more that people start taking a deeper look at Lynn and what she did and didn't do in connection to all of this. I keep getting, she's probably going to be one of the first of Britney's family to come out and do some interview, or maybe she'll sit next to Jamie Lynn when Jamie Lynn's trying to do her little book tour, and conveniently take the opportunity, because it feels like it's this setup PR thing, you know, and it's like, oh, I'm here supporting Jamie Lynn and making sure she don't chew on no hay while she's talking about this book. And, you know, they have it conveniently set up that whoever's interviewing her just happens to get it in their head of, well, Lynn, since you're here, we just wanted to ask you real quick if you don't mind, you know, and then they ask her some bullshit, and then that gives her a chance to tell her side, and then she'll gauge the interest based off of whatever little, you know, PR friendly snippet of information she gave that guy on whether she should go write a whole book or do a whole YouTube series or sit down with Diane Sawyer to tell her side of things. But I keep getting Lynn is going to do something public along the lines of that, trying to basically save her ass, and it really is trying to save herself from getting shit on by the public for the rest of her life. It's like, oh, I can't take this, I need to put an end to it, so I gotta go paint myself as some sort of victim. She definitely was playing a part in influencing things. And Spirit saying she was afraid of if we didn't get, not just like we as in Britney's family versus, you know, Sam Lefty or anybody else out there, but we as in her, you know, and Jamie sort of having this weird obsession with, you know, having some kind of control over their kids regardless of how old they were, and feeling like, oh my God, you know, yeah, we got to get this back under control because she's not going to make money for us anymore. Because this was, as far as Lynn's perception, she was far more concerned about Britney still being able to keep the family living the highfalutin life that they had all become accustomed to, because their little superstar was the #1 pop star in the world and raking in the big bucks. And, you know, they were going on these luxury trips and living in mansions and doing all this stuff that they knew would never be possible for any of them to have ever achieved. And let's be honest, Jamie Lynn herself was never going to be big enough to be able to afford to buy her mom mansions and retire her and do all the stuff that Britney was able to do for everybody in their family. And, you know, that's something that Spirit says, go back a second, and that they want us to really emphasize, is that Britney was always generous with her family. She always took them everywhere with her. She always made sure they were good. She was not, oh, I'm driving a Ferrari and walking around covered head to toe in Louis Vuitton while my mom works at a gas station and lives in, you know, a HUD apartment or whatever. Like some people do that, you know. She never did that. So Spirit is saying they never had to go to these extent in this, like, because Britney would have always made sure her family was good. Even if she was mad at them, even if she wasn't talking to them, she would still quietly pay a mortgage or a rent and not let them end up homeless. So for them to have done all of this in anticipation of, oh my God, Britney's pregnant, so she's going to want to stay home and work and not be, you know, on tour all the time because that's where she makes all the money. We got to put it into this. We got to get her back under control. So they're talking about Lynn definitely was the #1 person influencing everything and behind it. However, it spun out of her control because Jamie became power hungry. And the more and more that he realized, I can take this away from Britney. Oh, I can do this to her and I can threaten her with that. It just got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. But this is the thing, Lynn, you didn't think about that, but you know what kind of a person he is because you had a whole restraining order on him when you were trying to divorce him. One of the multiple times you left him for being drunk and putting his hands on you, allegedly. So yeah, she's definitely, you know, she trusted her ex-husband and now she's boo-boo the fool because everything is turning on her. She is deathly afraid that she is going to prison, you guys. She's like, Jamie knows that something's going to happen and he's probably going to be facing jail or prison time at some point. Lynn is not sure if she covered her tracks enough for them not to be able to charge her with something, you know, but she's not sure, and that is scaring the crap out of her. And the thing is that she doesn't, obviously, if she was to go and get a consultation from a lawyer, then she has to admit, I was a bigger part of all of this than I realized. So that's what's holding her back from seeking help with that. But, you know, again, she's going to turn around and try to blame it all on Jamie. Okay, so let's follow this up and ask real quick. I'm gonna have to do a second separate video to get into the financial stuff because this one's getting too long, and if videos are a certain amount of time, because apparently everybody has the attention span of a gnat these days, you know, then YouTube won't recommend them, and then it also takes forever to get them to upload. So it's easier to just upload 3 consecutive videos that are 15 minutes each than one 45-minute video and get it all done. Seems counterintuitive, but whatever. Well, I get it from YouTube's perspective because then they can make more money off your AdSense. But okay, Spirit, is it true that Jody Montgomery was trying to put Britney under a 5150 when she refused to continue working? Thank you. Also, Spirit is saying that if they don't get a restraining order against Jamie immediately, like when they say, okay, you know, whether it's today Britney Spears is free or as of January 1st, blah, 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 so that she has, you know, a 60-day transition period, and then that's the day we decree that she's free or whatever. But I keep getting something about Matthew Rosengart may ask for a restraining order against Jamie and the rest of the family like that day. If not, there's something about they're gonna have to seek one. So that kept coming up when I was, you know, putting the camera up and everything and trying to get set up, was there's gonna be restraining orders. But I mean, that's good because then that prevents them from being able to talk about her, right, and lie more. Which this is the thing too. I'm trying to think right now, like, how would, you know, if say Lynn and Jamie sat down with Oprah to sell their side of the story or whatever, how would they even be able to explain how they pushed her into a conservatorship in the first place without it being like all kinds of HIPAA violations and, you know, confidentiality things that the conservatorship were supposed to protect her by having in place, although they obviously twisted and used it to their own advantage, you know. But I was just thinking about that. Okay. Yeah, there's definitely a different side to Jody than everybody has seen as of yet. And I don't think Britney was entirely aware that, you know, Jody was just Lou Taylor 2.0, but she takes a while to turn into full-on Lou level, you know. So, because Jody was the more sneaky about it. Like, I'm doing it with your dad, but then, like, to you, I'm acting like I'm on your side. So, and of course, you know, Jody obviously threw Jamie under the bus and was totally all about, oh, we're going to take care of Britney now, you know. Her and Jamie are going to be at each other's throats, trying to expose one another to save themselves and blame certain things on each other, especially in regards to the last few years of Britney's treatment since Jody came into the scene and everything. But I do get that, yes, she actually did suggest, you know, we can either threaten to 5150 her or just go ahead and do it, you know, because we know that's the last thing that she wants, and that'll force her to cave in and, you know, go back to work. So, because this is the thing, you know, that they held over Britney's head. Spirit is saying, you can go back to the mental hospital or you can work. Obviously, like, if the mental hospital is the worst thing ever in your mind, you're going to choose to go to work, right? So, poor Britney, man. This is like, I just want to cry every time I do these damn readings. So I'm going to come back and do part 2 and ask, you know, is there money missing? Will she ever get it back? What, you know, can we expect there? So I love you guys so much. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. What do you guys think of Lynn? Make sure you keep the comments appropriate, because YouTube just deletes stuff and doesn't even hold it in any sort of like, you know, comment prison for me to approve sometimes if there's mean words or curse words. So just, you know, keep that in mind. Keep it respectful. But I will be back with more videos about that. I hope everybody is having a great day. If you want to book your own personal private reading, join my Patreon, follow the backup channel or my Instagram. That will all be linked in the description box below. And I hope everybody has a good one. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Bye.